Hi, welcome to Women in Midlife. I'm Karen. Thank you for coming to my channel where we are going to talk about anything and everything that pertains to women over 50s. So stick around and we'll be back. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Women in Midlife. We have Miss Faye Singh here, as you can see from the screen. Today, she will talk to us about her journey through perimenopause and how she's coping. The reason we want to bring this up is so that we hope to educate every one of us that perimenopause is different to everybody, obviously, but what are the classic symptoms and how we need to address them? And hopefully we can, share our knowledge together. Hi, Faye. How are you?
Hi, Karen. I'm good. I'm good.
It's
It's
so
been a good
nice to
day.
see you. Very good. Very good. So tell the audience about yourself.
Well, as you know, my name is Faye. I actually just turned 46 in December.
Yay!
Yay! And currently, I'm on a career break, aka intentionally jobless
Okay.
since June last year. So, my last role before my career break was a tribe coach. I decided to take a break as I was going through a few things after COVID. Feeling a little out of place, overwhelmed. So I told myself, I think maybe let's just take a few months break, see how it goes, and then move forward from there. So
Right.
so that's where I am today.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think no one can say that they were not affected by COVID, isn't it? And
Yes.
I think there at least 80% of the population, those who still had jobs, were very overwhelmed and very stretched. So I assume that during that time, your stress levels must be
Yes, actually, it reached a point where I saw changes in myself. As you mentioned about perimenopause, it didn't even occur to me because I do believe I'm not a doctor, yeah, but I have noticed a few changes in myself.
right.
That that's just not me. And I was also wondering, I said, why all these changes? And I did realize, oh, these are probably some of the symptoms of perimenopause. That I'm just thinking I'm gonna be healthy for the rest of my life,
We all
not
think
knowing
that.
that. Okay, yes, exactly. So I've noticed these changes, and and some of these changes, um, some were quite drastic, and I told myself, oh, it's quite difficult handling this. I mean, with the job, with the various roles that I was
Right.
playing. And I didn't want to also make other people around me feel, bad because of what I was going through. So I said, okay, maybe it's good also for me to just take a break to get a handle on these things as much as I possibly can, and see where it goes from there,
Right.
So that's where I am today.
Okay, maybe I want to share as well with the audience that actually perimenopause can happen as early as in your 30s even. And the irony of it is generally women in that 30s to 40s range, they're very busy. So in terms of building their career or having a family, a young family generally at that time, rushing around. So they kind of, we kind of dismiss or forget to look after ourselves, or we don't look out for the signals that the body is telling us. And I think that is the classic uh, situation in your case where you kind of didn't realize that you were actually going through perimenopause.
So yeah.
Yeah. And because your focus was about your work and how to handle all the commotion that was happening in daily life, right? So
Yeah.
may I ask, what were the symptoms for you?
For me, just to share a little bit, I've noticed these changes since late 2021 and early 2021, 2022, yeah.
Okay.
And some of the symptoms I noticed is that my periods are regular. I have regular periods. The only thing I noticed was that it was getting heavier.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was getting heavier. Though it finished
Faster?
around 7 days. Yeah, it takes, my periods normally last for 5 to 7 days.
Okay.
But it was heavier like on the first, second, third day. Normally first day it's always the heaviest, and then it comes down.
Right.
But this one was like it takes a few days, before it regulates again. And I sometimes have night sweats. I notice, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll wake up with, why am I sweating when the aircon is like, turned on every night. That's why I sleep in
Minus
aircon.
10.
Yes, exactly. I normally just, I used to sleep with the fan, but I noticed that I've been needing the air conditioning because my body's been feeling hot, and sometimes it can be really cold at times as well.
Right.
But yeah, at night I get some night sweats. And one other thing I noticed, which is a little bit embarrassing, but I will share anyway, it's urinary incontinence. I noticed holding my pee is not as easy as it used to be.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it used to be. And I think the most drastic change I notice is my mood swings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so the mood swings are the ones that is sometimes I just feel irritable. I don't have the patience I used to have before, and this is causing me a lot of frustration. And sometimes I feel suddenly I would just have these very like small little things I see would trigger me, and I'll feel very sad inside.
Yeah.
And I'll be like crying, on certain occasions, or if I am in those mood swings, I will have like a disagreement with my I have family members living with me, so disagreement with my family members, and I'll feel so sad inside, like like no one cares. It's really weird, lah.
It is, and because I've gone through it, so I'm going to share as well with you. Is that I had all those things as well, and I had, even when after having the children, I had postpartum depression and not even realizing it as well. So I would be watching a comedy, and then out of the blue I'll be just sitting there crying and thinking the world is going to end, and for no reason, no apparent reason at all. So it's a very real thing that we are all facing, and the problem is we are not listening to those signals.
Yeah.
And we because women generally, of course I'm generalizing, we tend to take on a lot on our plates. So we constantly tell ourselves, we kind of like push away all the things that is, and just say, okay, get your act together and we do this now. And so yeah, it is time that we actually listen and be kinder to ourselves, because isn't it true, Faye, that if your mom or your sister or your brother were to say something like that, what would you do?
Yeah, I would be already helping them. Yeah, exactly.
But
I
we
would
are-
be there for them. Yeah,
Exactly.
listening to what they were going through and all that. That would be my first
Exactly.
action. Yeah.
But
Exactly.
we don't do that to ourselves.
No, I think I've been procrastinating from doing that. I notice I always tend to put myself last.
We all generally, again, women
Yeah.
just do that. Yeah. And
So exactly, and I don't feel and I have good friends who've told me, Faye, like, it's not now, they've been telling me like years ago, Faye, I'm also not a little, but I'm also overweight.
Right.
So they've been telling, Faye, you need to exercise, you're reaching a certain age,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just, I don't know, it's, for me, all that, when it comes to me, it's not so important.
Yeah. So I think we need to have that mind shift. today, I think you and I, and we make a vouch to our audience that we have to do that mind shift, because taking care of yourself, you know how with the airplane that you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you
First,
can
yeah.
take care of the person sitting next to you. I think we have to do that. We really have to do that,
Yeah.
and not feel guilty or selfish or at all, like, oh, this is a me, myself, and I syndrome. It's not, because if we don't take care of ourselves, how can we carry everyone else on our shoulders? And I'm so proud of you that you agreed to talk to us, because it takes a lot of courage to address this. And I know for a fact, if not one person that can be helped by this is, to me, that we have accomplished something today, you know.
Thanks a lot, Karen.
And so in terms of okay, let's address the in your mind, of all those symptoms, which is the worst that you think, you feel that you wish it didn't happen, or that you can't cope with?
I think the one that is the most difficult for me is that mood swings. It's not easy for me to cope with it. I am trying, but yeah, that's the worst. I think for me, when it reaches a point where my actions hurt sometimes the people around me, that for me is not really a good thing already, because it's just not me.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
you. I get you.
I mean, it's not that I've not hurt, family members before, and vice versa. I mean, being in a family, you learn from all this. Yeah. But when you realize that you do this sometimes intentionally or unintentionally, and it just happens out of the blue over small ridiculous triggers, I just don't understand. It's just like small triggers about a food, that you don't eat, and about a
Who's
small
hanging up the wrong
comment that was made by somebody else because they were feeling down. I mean, like, oh my goodness. So this is the one that for me is the most difficult. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the most difficult.
And what action do you think you should take? I mean,
that's where it's a difficulty for me in terms of actions. But what I've been trying, I'm a Catholic, so I've been trying to come back to prayer.
okay.
We're taking time, and not about family prayer or going to church. It's more, I do go to church, but it's I do mass and all that, but it's more, prayer just for yourself in your room, closed up. Trying to use that as one way to help me. I do realize that I've been away from that action for quite a while, so I'm slowly coming back to it. It's not consistent, and I think that's where I think I need to make it more consistent. I think that's one. My friends and family has been asking me to exercise, and that's something, it's like been so difficult for me to start even until today.
Oh no.
But that I do believe, if I do start, it could play quite a huge impact on me overall. And I just don't understand why it's just so difficult for me to take that first step. It's not that I've not done physical activity in my life. I used to be, believe it or not, I used to be in sports when I was younger, really active and really healthy.
Right.
So that becomes a difficulty. And I do believe talking to some good friends of mine, that has also been helping, sharing it, with one or two of them. It does help occasionally, how I'm feeling, especially people who understand, and they don't judge me for what I'm going through.
True friends will not judge.
Yeah. But I think that physical activity is what I have to get in. I know all of this, and I do not know why this is just so difficult. I just don't have the mood to do it. That's where I'm coming from. I just don't have that mood to go and start it, and that's where it's becoming a problem.
Okay. Maybe
so it's like a chicken and egg thing,
Yeah, because if you don't do it, you're gonna get this.
Yeah, exactly.
I think one of the things that we could, my advice, because I'm a exercise holic, if that's a word for it, purely because I find that that's my me time. So I am very selfish about that 1 hour a day that I say nobody can disturb me. I need to do this because that's the only way I can start my day. If not, I am cranky, I'm difficult, so everyone stays away and make sure that I get my 1 hour. Um, one of the things maybe you can try to do is, because you are such a lovely person and a really lovely person to talk to, maybe get a good friend and just walk, just walk 1 hour round and round the park. And one thing, people always think meditation is just going the thing, but it's not. You can do what they call walking meditation. So basically, when you're walking, you can actually listen to a very calming music, and just all you focus on is one step in front of you, and that calms the brain. And before you know it, you would have probably 10,000 steps or whatever, and not even realize it. So maybe just try that, Faye. Just try that.
Yeah, probably yes. I definitely need to
Yeah,
get
because
my body moving more.
correct. Because the thing is, remember, it's the why, and you need
Yeah,
to find the why. The question you have to drive yourself is, do I want to wake up every morning feeling bad about how I am, or am I going to do something
yeah,
to change that, you know and I know it's hard. I don't deny it. There are days that all my joints are in pain, but when I get down to it, and then after like 10 minutes, it's like I will say, oh, they've been oiled now. So now I can move again. So yeah, I find, and you'll be surprised, the next thing you know, when you get a momentum going, you will find that if you don't do it, it doesn't complete your day.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I used to feel before. Exactly, and I want to get that back.
Yeah,
That's
you can you I think you have great support system. You got friends around you. I am 100% sure if you call any one of them, they'll be saying, okay, I'm coming right now and we'll go for a walk. Yeah. And it won't be easy for the first couple of times, because it's your body have been not been doing all those things, and
yeah.
just having to do that, and think about all the goodness. So you get to lose weight, you get to have the happy hormones coming back to you, and
Yeah, that's the most important. The happy hormones.
yeah, and without any medicine per se. and then
Yes.
and then you get to sembang with a good friend and talk at the same time. So there are a lot of good things out of it. So let's look at that point of view.
Yep, I will definitely.
Yeah. And then in terms of um it have you spoken to anybody, or yeah.
The only people I've spoken to about it is a close family member who's also going through something similar
Mm-hmm.
at this point in time, and my close friends. Yeah,
Right.
so they are aware of it. But other than that, I speak to my mom. I think I told her once in tears. I don't know why I'm feeling sad. you know, I don't know, and she just came and hugged me.
Oh, bless her. It's awesome. Sometimes that's what you just need. Big hugs.
Yeah, exactly, and that was already quite good. That was already really good because right after that it was actually nearing Christmas.
Okay.
She was in the midst of making her cookies, and like I said, small triggers just we started something going, and then I got so angry. Then I went to her room and I cried. And she looked at me. You tell me how I can help you. I said, I don't know how you can help me because I also don't know what is wrong.
But it's wonderful that you have
Yeah.
such a open, loving relationship with your mom, that you can actually converse and be actually there's some gratitude to that as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. She's trying. It's not so easy for her because it's also all new for her from a perspective or another person going through it.
Yeah.
So I don't think she even knows that I was. Like I said, I only just found out after reading that I could be perimenopause,
Right.
postal, so that's something probably I need to educate
Yeah.
and share more with my family members
Yeah.
so that they understand. I think
Correct. Yeah.
that's one step to
Exactly.
explaining. If you see me in such a state,
Yeah. Forgive me
yes,
because
forgive me.
I'm a little off right now, but I'll be back. I'll be back.
I'll try my best to stay away. But yeah,
Okay.
so that helps as well.
Okay.
I also have this notion that I need to figure it out on my own, and that's why I took this step today with you. That maybe sometimes, maybe this helps talking to other people.
Yeah.
It will help me also to relax about
Yeah.
the problem that I'm going through. I think for me that's important, and that's helping as well. So yeah.
Oh, I'm so honored. Because actually, I found when I went through depression, um, when I focus at service to others instead of myself, that did help me, and that is actually one of the main reason why I wanted to talk about this in my channel here, because I just find that people just don't acknowledge this enough, and men, um, they kind of make fun of it and say, "Oh, she's going through menopause. Oh, she," but isn't. I mean, people have committed suicide and have done
Yeah.
severe thing because of this, and it's not a laughing matter. And with what all of us went through in the last 2.5 years, with the fact that we locked down, we don't see anybody, socially inept, suddenly, we are not connecting with anyone else. That doesn't help as you are going through this phase as well, you know and that's scary.
Yeah, that is scary. Yeah.
So one of the things that have you seen a doctor to get a proper prognosis?
No, I have not, and that too. My family has been saying, "Faye, you need to go for a full health screening."
Listen to your family.
Yeah, I should listen to them more. Even my brothers would come because I was coughing. I had a really bad cough, and it's still there. After some time. I normally when I get cough, it lasts for quite a while.
Oh,
So they go get a chest scan.
right.
A test. Do a full spectrum of
Yeah.
tests just to be
Correct.
safe. I said,
Yeah.
I just have this feeling whenever I need to go to a doctor, they'll find everything wrong with me and I have to take medication. And I hate taking medication. That's one thing I totally hate.
Well, there's no one really likes medication.
I don't know. Maybe some do, but I don't.
uh,
But yeah, I need to do my health screening. That's I
Yeah.
think the next step. I need to really. I've really actually bought the health screening. I just have not gone to the doctors to actually do it. That's why my family members are so exactly. They've been asking, "Go, Faye, go." I said, "Okay, I'll go. I've not gone yet."
Yeah, go. And another thing maybe is ask the doctor to check on your thyroid.
Yeah, that was another thing. I think one of my aunties mentioned maybe just check on the thyroid to see if that could also be a problem.
Yeah.
Because my mom had thyroid problem before when she was younger as well. So yeah.
It's a huge percentage of women who have thyroid problems, and that affects the overall, especially some weight gain, some is loss of weight, and things like that. But that will help you gauge where you are, and and maybe if it's clear that you are going through perimenopause, there are hormone therapy, but I think for hormone therapy, um, there is that risk of cancer and things like that. There is somewhat.
Yeah, I'd rather use natural,
Right.
natural things to help me.
Correct.
Yeah, at some point or another, I'm not into all those kind of things. I think my mom took it for some time, but she stopped as well.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So there are a lot of good natural solution. Of course, it will take a longer period to kick in and have effect. Maybe just something as simple as taking apple cider vinegar every morning.
Mm.
With what I do is I take 1.5 liters with a dash of apple cider and I'm drinking it. It helps to flush your body
Mhm.
and it does wonders to your skin as well. You have beautiful skin.
Oh, not really. You sing me to the video.
Yeah,
But
but
thank you, thank you.
it does. I find that I've been doing that religiously every morning with warm water, not cold water, and then just a dash of apple cider. And I just find overall, I don't know, it's something works about it. And my
Okay.
skin, going to toilet and just generally, anyway, you're drinking water, so
Yeah,
nothing can
I
be
drink
done.
a lot of water. Yeah.
Yeah, so
But I'll try that and see. Putting
yeah,
apple cider in 1.5 liters of water, right?
that's a
Yeah.
lot. That's a lot though. Because so you'll be and then you'll be running to the
Oh
toilet.
yeah, that's fine. I love water.
So in terms of the mental health portion, I suppose you have to consider if you get something, go actually be open and find a friend to talk to, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah, mostly that would be my first step. I'll have to find a friend who understands the problem a little bit more.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be my next step in helping me in that. I actually have an uncle in my family who's actually part of MMHA, who does work in MMHA, which is a Malaysian Mental Health Association. So
Okay.
that's why I know a lot of. I've been exposed to that, so I could see the
You
certain
have
symptoms.
resources, woman.
So certain symptoms from there, I was like, oh, okay, I think maybe and all of it touches on exercise as well, as one of the health benefits. So I said, okay, Faye, you just got to get out there and move your
Yes.
body more.
I'm going to call you every day and I say, have you done your exercise? Have you done? And I'll make sure that you show me your
Yeah, I think I
heart.
need an accountability partner. I do not know why I do at this age, being so at 46, but yeah, probably I might need one.
Okay, so I'll be your accountability partner then.
All right.
Yeah, you're obligated to tell me every day at 5 o'clock what activity you have done, and no cheating.
I won't cheat, don't worry. I'll be very honest with you. If I didn't have the mood to do it, I'll tell you so.
I'll whip you virtually. And what kind of social activity do you plan to go and get yourself, because you have to force yourself. You have to force yourself.
Yeah. I'm an introvert by nature. So yes. But I do have close friends, and I do meet up with them. I'm meeting up with them actually right after Chinese New Year.
Okay.
Two of them, and I'm meeting up with one more person from my previous company.
All right.
As well after Chinese New Year. So I've got a few friends that I'm meeting up for lunches and dinner.
I was
So that's a
about to
good thing.
say no meals meet
Ah,
up.
but I'll take it light. It's gonna be lunch with them. So normally when we do go out together, we always sharing. So that's a good thing. Yeah,
all right.
it's normally sharing. Yeah.
You can say, okay, let's play badminton together.
Okay, that kind of social events with exercise.
Yeah, that can be fun, That can be.
I don't know whether because a lot of my friends, I live in Klang, so
Right.
that's quite a distance away, and most of my friends are either in Damansara or KL. So it's and they have families.
Right.
They are married. I'm actually single. I'm not married at this point in time. So they have families, and most of the weekends they normally are with their families. Doing
Right.
the standard weekend things. But we do meet up, and normally, yes, it's always with food.
Yeah.
I'm a typical Malaysian, okay?
So what is your
I love
go-to food?
I love a lot of different things because I come from a very diverse family.
Right.
So, from Chinese food, Indian food, Punjabi food,
Oh, wow.
Portuguese food. So I get a lot. But I think my favorite has always been the nasi goreng, the fried rice.
It's always good, right? Right? The
Yeah, fried
is-
rice is always good, and my favorite is the Chinese fried rice.
The Yong Chow fried rice.
The Yong Chow fried rice,
Oh,
exactly.
that's my favorite too. Although I try not to eat that, but yeah, fried
Yeah,
rice is
it's
just
my
so
favorite.
nice.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, I love that.
I think the thing is it is really nice to meet up with friends over meals. But actually, what I did was I made walking trips instead,
Ah,
and then at least after that, when we go for a cocktail, we feel guilt free. So maybe you can think about that.
probably something to think about. Yes.
Yeah, it's and then you're all sweaty and you're like, okay, never mind.
Nice one.
Yeah. So it is. Is there anything you like to tell the audience in terms of, how you? I know it has been a big step to come out and actually say all these things, but at the same time, I think it's quite therapeutic because now it's out there, and it's nothing to hide, really. It's nothing to hide, and I know there are people who are just gonna be leaving comments and writing to us and saying, and I will definitely address them, but I hope that it will just keep the conversation that we need to listen to our bodies. So in what would you impart to the audience at the end of the day?
I think the important lesson I've learned, or am still learning in this process, is that to continuously not blame myself for going through this. Yeah, I think at the beginning I was thinking, I've been I was very hard on myself. Yeah, so I think trying to not be as hard or trying to take it easy on yourself and knowing that, okay, this is what you're going through, Faye, it's real. Um, just take one step at a time, and it will work out. Don't worry about what others might say. People people always have a lot of things to say.
Yes.
We are humans.
Even when we
Speaking
didn't
about
ask for
myself
that.
as well. So yeah. So for me, I think it's to not blame oneself when going through this, and to just be more kinder to yourself, basically. Yeah, I think that's the first lesson I'm learning, and this is not just from my own realization or observations, but it's true the kind people who I have encountered during the process, even before I stopped working, before I took the career break. Some of them had spoken to me, and it was I just needed to hear it more often to believe it. Yeah. So now I'm also now telling myself that to just be kinder to yourself. Yeah.
Correct. And it's okay to be kind to yourself.
Yeah, and it's okay to be kind to yourself. I think you deserve it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Faye. It was such a pleasure, and
Thank you, Karen.
And I hope all the audience that are listening to this will appreciate this, because it's such a big component of the journey of menopause, and you will be having to see me or call me every day because you're going to see the doctor, you're going to do the exercise.
Time for me to come up with a board and put all my activities on it.
And I'll be like, have you done this? I'm a marshal. Oh, have you done this?
Use my agile coach skills. What I've learned.
All right. Thank you so much, Faye.
Thanks a lot, Karen.
Thank you, everybody. See you soon. Bye.